We're in today with the legendary Intel Xeon E5 2699 version 4. This is a 2016 CPU with 22 cores and 44 threads. This CPU is an engineering sample that is running at 2.2 gig on the base clock with 55 megabytes of level 3 cache. The only difference between this CPU and the standard one is that this one is running on 2.2 and the normal one is running on 2.4 gig on the base clock. Apparently everything is similar, but regardless of that hopefully not small difference, we're gonna see how this CPU is holding with this NVIDIA RTX 3060 Ti from 2020 with 8 gig of VRAM. We got 4864 shaders and 256 bits bus width. This video card is fantastic, but today's purpose is to see the limit on the CPU or this video card. Let's jump in a couple of games and see how this whole system is holding today. Okay, let's start with GTA 5. This is gonna be very interesting because I have a lot of things that I want to show you. So first off, I have everything maxed out here, and on advanced graphics I got 2.5. I put everything on maximum detail so I can push this video card to the limit, and I can see already 90% loaded on the video card with 5 gig of VRAM utilized here. If the GPU is on maximum load, you know, can actually see sometimes it's reaching 95% load on the video card, you know, with on the core 5.1 gig of VRAM utilization and around 80 FPS on average. I will take this, you know, because every single time I was playing GTA 5 I had problems with this. I wanted to see how this CPU was working, you know, and at this stage I realized that 3060 Ti is not the maximum. I learned something today, and I wanted to see if I can push a component to the maximum, or the CPU or the GPU, but in this case the GPU. 98% load on the core. What I will do first, I will put everything on 1. Yeah, that is off. Based on the wattage, 220 watts consumption, you can actually see it now the GPU is not utilizing too much. So 4.1 gig of VRAM utilized, 40% load on the GPU core, and 80-90 FPS on average. So I will say this is a fantastic performance. Hear me out. I maxed out the game. Let me show you the settings. I maxed out the game with ultra settings without any upscaling. It looks and it runs fantastic. I'm not joking. This is a good performance overall. If you do want to play the game, I think it will be ideal to distress this because, you know, 391 watts consumption, it's not okay, you know, but it looks gorgeous. It runs okay, you know. This video card with this game, you can actually see is doing okay. And I think if you're using some upscale, you'll get the best FPS. But I just wanted to show you how the CPU is working. So I got like 30%, 35% maximum load on the CPU with 43 degrees. I'm gonna go, this is on ultra. I'm gonna put it to medium details. Medium details, all right, 70% load on the GPU. Yes, I'm gonna walk around and see if I get more stress on the video card, you know, not bottlenecking the video card. So medium details looks okay-ish. I think it's using Fidelity FX, but I don't know. 68 FPS on average, 12 ms, it's okay. That was the lowest. I'm gonna see if we can improve this number in order to get more FPS. Put it on low details, upscaling, FSR, and frame generation on. I got 300 watts consumption. Apparently it was stressful when I had higher details because now the GPU is not sitting on 99% load. Now it's on 50% load. So the GPU, it's okay. 47 degrees, 110 FPS on average. So FSR apparently managed to bring the CPU on maximum. I'm gonna put here ultra. We're gonna put FSR and we're gonna put frame generation. 100 FPS. Can you use this at maximum? Yes, 93 FPS. So the limit here, it's this. So ideal will be to put maybe high details or medium details, FSR, frame generation, and then you will put some load on the CPU too. But I think high details to medium details will be okay. If you're jumping in Counter-Strike with this computer, with this video card, I put everything on very high as a preset, and this is 1080p. You can actually see how freaking awesome this computer is in Counter-Strike. Nearly 380 watts consumption from this. I got 92-95% load on the video card, so you can actually see the VRAM is utilized here with nearly 5 gig of VRAM, and and in some cases 95% load on the core of the GPU. I don't think it's possible to push more on this occasion, but the CPU, it's only 20% loaded with 43 degrees, so that's actually very interesting because I get the same temperature with 40% load, and in this occasion it's got the same temperature, but it's got 220 FPS on average with 3.9 ms. This is a fantastic performance, so Counter-Strike is very ideal for this E5 2699. It's a great CPU for this type of gaming. So if you're interested in building an how shall I say, an esports machine, this CPU, this platform actually can do the job. Let's take a look and see what's going on here, because I only got 39 FPS. I think the GPU is maxed out, seriously. I don't know what's going on here, but I think this hair works, you know, NVIDIA details. It's pushing the video card on maximum. So I got 5 gig of VRAM utilization, 360 watts. I've seen even 370, but I don't understand what the heck is going on. I've seen 90% load on the core of the video card, but in this case it's 40 FPS on lock. Either the CPU has a problem with this, I don't know, maybe it doesn't like this game, or the GPU it's at maximum. I don't know. Nearly 6 gig of VRAM utilized here. I call dibs on the GPU with this occasion. Ray tracing, everything is maxed out here. Everything, every single detail is put at maximum. So if I say put a medium or something, I can distress the GPU maybe. I need your thoughts on this, because what do you think is a problem? You can actually see in some cases the GPU is reaching maximum and it's got 6 gig of VRAM utilization. The more I walk through the forest, you can actually see the VRAM start to fill up. 6.1 gig of VRAM. Yo, 410. Holy smoke! Let's start with Cyberpunk and see what we got here. Alright, so graphics, I got DLS super resolution, dynamic resolution scaling. What the f? I'm gonna put ray tracing on ultra, overdrive as a preset and see what's going on. Overdrive, ray tracing, maximum details as a preset. So 34 FPS, 53 degrees, 6.8 gig of VRAM, 7 gig of VRAM utilization. Holy f. We're gonna put not ultra, let's put it to medium ray tracing. 96% load on the GPU, only 7.5 gig of VRAM utilization, 401 watts consumption. Okay, so it looks gorgeous. This is the right way, you know, but I'm afraid that I'm reaching maximum VRAM on the video card. What the f? All right, okay, Daniel. One, it looks fantastic, you know, so if I want to play Cyberpunk, now I know how to play it on maximum details. We put ray tracing on low. I got 70 FPS on average with 60-70% load on the GPU. In this occasion, you can actually see it's doing a fantastic job. 35% load on the CPU, 46 degrees. That's actually okay, and yeah, I like it. I like the MS. 10-15 ms on this occasion, but 375 watts consumption. But if we're jumping in PUBG with maximum details, like literally maximum details with 120% render scale, even the render scale, I put the slider on maximum on 120%, and it looks fantastic. It runs fantastic, over 100 FPS on average. Clearly see that the GPU on the core is on maximum, and this is the reason why I got in some cases 70 FPS and in some cases 120 FPS. But it's doing the job, you know. I can't complain here because there's a lot of room for improvement. If I do want to play PUBG with this combination, apparently there is a lot of settings that I have to do in order to get the best FPS. Less than 10% load on the on the CPU. I know that 35% load on that CPU is maximum. So in this case, with 10%, I think the CPU is not very stressed. But I do have 390 watts consumption from this computer, so I think there is a chance so I can improve the settings here. Distressing the video card will help me with the wattage and improve the stability. I mean stability, because it's 7.9 ms in this game, and it's okay. But if we're jumping in Apex with maximum details, you can actually see that the game looks fantastic. It's everything I put on maximum, and I get nearly 300 watts consumption. It's not very stressed here, so apparently this game it's not utilizing the components at maximum. It's putting maybe the CPU on maximum, but you can clearly see that it's reaching in this case maximum FPS before it's bottlenecking either the CPU or the GPU. If I sit in this occasion with this computer, I will say, yeah, it's doing a fantastic job. So there is no stress for this computer in this situation. Look at this, 144 FPS on maximum. It's not utilizing the VRAM, 4.8 gig of VRAM utilization. In some cases, you can actually see it's reaching 370 watts consumption from this computer, but it's okay, you know, it's doing a fantastic job. The computer, the GPU and the CPU, they are in a good shape in this situation. If we're jumping in Fortnite with this system, you can actually see it looks fantastic. I enable every single detail in this DirectX 12 with ray tracing, and it looks fantastic. Fortnite, it looks gorgeous in this occasion, but I have a problem. 97-98% load on the GPU core, and that is not okay. I mean, I don't want to play the game like this, but there's a couple of settings you can do in order to adjust this, in order to get more FPS. Less details, or use DirectX 11, or use the render scale. Not gonna lie, if I was in this system, I would have used maximum performance here with performance mode, and I would have used the 240 Hz monitor with DisplayPort in order to get this combination at maximum. Can I put this to, let's say, medium or something? Because I have even the ray tracing on maximum, you know, at post-processing. So ray tracing off. Let's see. So with ray tracing disabled, I still got nearly maximum load on the GPU, but now I got 78, 80 FPS on average. That is much better than the previous one. I'm not going to lie, I like this performance. 75 FPS on medium details is okay. Ray tracing, it's too much in some occasion. It looks okay, you know, I like the performance and I like the quality that ray tracing is offering me, but sometimes I don't need it. I think I have to think twice in order to get that quality, you know, in. I want to say some bad things about this. I want to say some bad things about the decision that I took, because I know that 2699 version 3 had the overclocking features, you know. It was unlocked and you had the opportunity to go a little higher on the frequency. I think with that unlock you could have gone a little higher on the turbo instead of 2.8. that is maximum for all cores with the CPU. But overall situation, I think 22 cores and 55 megabytes of cache with the CPU shows you that an RTX 30 series video card will be bottlenecked by this situation until you manage to load up this CPU. But the CPU can actually do some nice numbers in this situation, and I like it. I don't have a lot of complaint about the FPS this CPU can generate, but the question is the money that is required to put down in order to acquire the CPU. That is not justifiable. Until now, this configuration was ideal for SLI and Crossfire, but today I managed to see that the 3060 Ti can be put down by this computer. I mean, it can be utilized at maximum, so that is a plus for this system. I never thought I will see this today. I actually thought I will have problems with this and I will see the limitation on the CPU and I will say, oh god damn it, this 3060 Ti, it's too much for the CPU. But I managed to see that the CPU can do the job, you know, and can deliver that bottleneck on the GPU, and I'm very proud for this maximum performance the CPU can offer. And in the future I want to test other video cards, maybe a 3070, to see how it's performing there. But yes, overall performance with this is kind of great, and I like this and can't wait to test more games and GPUs with this. What do you think about this computer? If you have any suggestion, leave a comment and I will see you very soon.